So, a very good evening to one and all present here. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. That is why we need innovation. Building resilient infrastructure and fostering innovation is the motto of the Sustainable Development Goals. With this vision, I, Kinjal, along with my co-host Ms. Sanjana, welcomes each one of you this evening on behalf of HETS and Sanjeevani World School. This initiative has created a pathway to the future we all want for all of our learners, right? Our young learners not only have voices but also wings to fly. We at Sanjeevani and HETS have ensured we prepare that platform for them to speak and fly. In totality, we have 35 schools, 5 of them which are international, and the rest all are pan India. The entire team of HETS and Sanjeevani World School have together in collaboration for such a noble cause. We believe our students are the harbingers of change. Hence, we have created such a platform for them. Now, I would like to introduce you all to the energetic personality of Miss Sanjana, who is my co-host for today. She is a passionate educator and a representative of HETS. She has 3 years of experience in the field of education. Currently, she is working as a coordinator and a physics educator at Bharat Ram Global School, Indrapuram, and she puts her best foot forward to raise the scientific temperament of her learners. She was awarded with Hardworking Teacher of her school. She has recently received a certificate from Space India for actively promoting astronomy and space sciences among the students. So once again, good evening to all the eminent guests, dignitaries, principals, coordinators, and their participants. We take pride in welcoming all to this Sustainable Development Goals initiated by HETS and Sanjeevani World School. I am sure that today we will all have a great time and will also learn a lot from the young talents on this platform. We wish the participants all the best for their presentation today. Proceeding ahead, the main event for this evening is to showcase the talents of the young generations. I, Kinjal, along with my co-host, Ms. Sanjana, welcome you all on behalf of Sanjmi and HETS family on this great event. All over to you, Ms. Sanjana.
Thank you so much, ma'am. Good evening, everyone. I, along with my co-host, Miss Kinjal, extremely overwhelmed to get this opportunity to address you all on Sustainable Development Goal 11 on sustainable cities and communities. It's indeed a special occasion and an important moment for those who will embark upon a totally new journey now. I'm certain that you are wondering and probably anxious about what the future holds in store. The challenges are for everybody. How you deal with them is what makes you stand out. We are very pleased to be able to welcome those of you that have been with us for a long time now, as well as those who are new to the association. And now it's my turn to introduce my co host, Miss Kinjal. Miss Kinjal is a team leader and math head at Sanjeevani World School, a determined, passionate, positive, and practical educator with over 9 years of work experience. She has been the moderator of various events conferred upon with awards like Rotary Club Nation Builder Award, CED Nation Teacher Award. As a teacher, her maxim is Education with experiential learning is the most powerful weapon which one can use to change the world. She has been the moderator for various events. Today's youth voice refers to the distinctive ideas, opinions, attitudes, knowledge, and actions of the young generation as a collective body. HETS, Harvest Educational Transformation Solution, along with Sanjeevani World School, is privileged to provide this wonderful platform for students around the world to show their skills, creativity, curiosity to learn more. Let's all come together and make the most of it.
Now, moving further, as per the Indian tradition, we would like to start the program by paying tribute to the goddess of knowledge, goddess Saraswati. Let's join the spiritual moment with our heart and soul and enjoy the Saraswati Vandana.
शुभं करोति कल्याणम् आरोग्यं धनसम्पदः शत्रुबुद्धिविनाशाय दीपज्योते नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ दीपज्योति परब्रह्मा दीपज्योति जनार्दनः दीपो हरतु मे पापं सन्ध्यादीप नमोऽस्तु ते ॐ
So, all over to you, Sanjana ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. HETS, an evolving institution and a social enterprise that provides essential knowledge, assessments, counseling program, work skills, and other customized solutions in the field of education. Now, I would like to introduce the multi-talented, extraordinary, energetic, and magnanimous personality with all present here, Dr. Aruna Wadekar. An experience of 3 decades in the field of education and corporate sector, an educational consultant, an educator, a mentor, and a speaker. Dr. Aruna Wadekar's career reflects richness and strength of variety and diversity. Her hands-on experience in various designations of repute in ICSE, CBSE, and State Board School includes Director and Principal, Dolphin International School, Kashmir, Pulwama, Academic Head and Lead of Schools, Pearson, Regional Director of Schools, Z Learn Limited, South Zone. Carrying with her huge experience now, an edupreneur, she is currently the founder and managing director at Harvest Educational Transformation Solution, an organization registered with MSME Government of India. She is having a long list of achievements and awards. A few of them are Sanjeevani Seed of Knowledge Award 2020, Indian Humanitarian Award 2020, India Star Republic Award 2019, and many more. Over to you, Kinjal ma'am.
Thank you, Ms. Sanjana. So now, what is Sustainable Development Goal? Before that, I would like to give you a short introduction about Sanjeevani World School. Sanjeevani World School is a futuristic school where everyone is encouraged and inspired to learn the skills required to succeed in a globalized arena. Backed with a team of passionate, hardworking, and dedicated individuals, the school is ready to prepare each learner for the future challenges. which will enable them to reach their goals far beyond the horizon. Sanjeevani aspired to empower the learners for the rapidly changing world by enabling them with the thinking skill, global preparedness, and respect for core values of patriotism, integrity, honesty, loyalty, and benevolence. We at Sanjeevani World School have a legacy to leave behind. A legacy is to form a successful students who are an asset to the whole world, a holistic being. We willingly embrace all the responsibilities to prepare our learners not just for exams, but also for the ever changing complex world, the uncertain future. Dr. Seema Negi is the director principal, the pillar, the backbone, and the captain of the ship of Sanjeevani World. Once again, Sanjeevani, along with HETS, have organized this this Sustainable Development Goal event. Now, I would like to give you all a short introduction about Sustainable Development Goals. The Sustainable Development Goals, that is SDG, were born at the United Nations Conference on Sustainable Development in Rio de Janeiro in 2012. The objective was to produce a set of universal goals that met the urgent environmental, political, and economic challenges faced by the world. Sustainable development practices help countries grow in ways that adapt to challenges posed by climate change, which will in turn help to protect important natural resources for ours and our future generation. In 2015, a global delegations of experts developed, debated, and introduced the 17 Sustainable Development Goals to adopt by the United Nations and its 193 member countries. The 17 goals emerged from rigorous research into global conditions and trends. They are at the forefront of the international development conversations, initiatives, and require innovative research collaborations to create new possibilities and a better future for a more sustainable world. In addition to the learning core academic subjects, children need to grow in other areas that are equally important in the development for an all around individual. We do not teach only to attempt but also provide knowledge centered, conductive environment and ambience in which they learn. Moving forward, I would now like to call upon Master Neve Mehta, student of Sanjeevani World School, for introducing goal number 11, that is Sustainable Cities and Communities, to us. Neve, you can unmute yourself and introduce goal number 11 to us.
Yes, ma'am. Good afternoon, everybody. Today I'm going to talk about sustainable cities and communities. As we all know, the world's population is constantly increasing. To accommodate everyone, we need to build modern, affordable, and resilient cities. To build such cities, we are requiring planning to provide such cities uh, and provide culturally inspiring and green living conditions. India shall be home to 10 million people by the year 2030, out of which 68% of population belongs to rural areas and 17% population stays in slums in urban areas. Thank
Thank you so much, Neem. All over to you, Miss Sanjana.
Thank you, ma'am. Now, I would like to invite and introduce our honorable chief guest, Mrs. Manju Lavani Shubhananda. She is an educationist, founder, and principal of the preschool. About educational qualification, she has completed Masters in Electronics, Bachelor's of Education, and CIDTT, International Diploma for Teachers and Trainers from the University of Cambridge. She has worked in various prestigious organizations at different capacities as educator, coordinator, center head, lecturer, and principal. She started the preschool with a vision to create a generation that is healthy in body, mind, and spirit. She was also part of various talk shows, symposia, and workshops. About the achievements, she is awarded Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam International Educators Honor 2020 by Sri Krishna Educare, International Teachers Excellence Award 2020, Most Innovative Teaching School of the Year 2020 for inspiring multiple intelligence-based learning. International Achievers Award 2020 for educational achievement in multiple intelligence and brain science. International Educational Symposium and Awards for Best Online Children's Learning by a Preschool Award 2020. International EduX Icon 2001 for Best Preschool Edupreneur. Now, I would like to invite and request our honorable chief guest to say a few words. Ma'am, please.
I suppose there is some technical issue. Mrs. Manchula, are you?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes.
Great.
Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Thank you.
yeah.
Please go ahead.
Respected Ms. Sarana Vatkar, ma'am. I hope all the teachers are present, parents, and dear children. Very good evening to you. I'm very happy and feel honored to be part of this event, SDG 11. Margaret Mead, an American cultural anthropologist, says, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has brought many great changes. And I am sure that with the collaboration of HETS, Harvest Educational Transformation Solutions, with the Sanjeevani World School, and with the help of all the teachers and trainers, I'm sure that the future citizens are getting ready to number 11, that is to make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. And I could see that children are already ready to present their work. I'm very happy to be a part of this event, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you
so
so
much,
much,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So, taking this program further, today we have collaborated with three schools from Pan India. First school we have is Center Point School International. Second school for today we have is Round Glass Football Academy. And third school is Sanjeevani Girls School. Let me give you a short introduction of Centrepoint School International. Centrepoint School International is a part of the Centrepoint Group of Schools, Nagpur. It is a premier educational institution of Nagpur. The school was conceptualized by Mrs. Radhika Rajwade, its founder and director. She recognized the need for an international school in Nagpur and started CPSI in 2018. Along with IQ and EQ, CPSI is very particular about JQ. What is JQ? The Joy Quotient. Centrepoint International School offers Cambridge Assessment International education curriculum which prepares students for life. The head of the school, Mrs. Anuradha Buddhi, has over 2 decades of experience in the teaching field. She believes that each child has a special and unique inbuilt talent which we as teachers must draw out. And the coordinator for today from CPSI is Mrs. Kapil Kothari. She is an English and social science facilitator at Centrepoint School International. She has been actively making learning an enjoyable experience for learners for over 15 years. The next introduction for our next school, that is Round Glass Football Academy, will be given by my co-host, Ms. Sanjana. Sanjana, Miss, all over to you.
Thank you so much, Kinjal ma'am. Moving forward to our second school for today is Round Glass Football Academy. The Round Glass is mission-based and a holistic well-being company. Round Glass Football Academy is one vertical of the company that works on the grassroots football, table tennis, and field hockey. Here, children are given a chance to learn and play a sport as well as receive a good education. The principal of Round Glass Football Academy is Dr. Sagarika Roy Bhatia. She is an educational thought leader, speaker, global ambassador for human rights and peace. She has more than 20 years experience as an educator and leader, working towards the holistic development of learners. The moderator for Round Glass Football Academy is Mrs. Dipalim Vasani. She is presently working as an English and social science teacher in Round Glass Football Academy. She has more than 10 years of experience in working in various IGCSE schools. She is an avid animal and nature lover and believes that preserving them is of utmost importance if we have any scope of preserving this earth.
Thank
Next,
you so much, Sanjana ma'am.
yeah.
So moving forward to our third school for today, that is Sanjeevani World School. So let me give you a short introduction about Sanjeevani World School. The Sanjeevani World School is a futuristic school where everyone is encouraged and inspired to learn the skills required to succeed in a globalized arena. Dr. Seema Negi is the director principal of Sanjeevani World School, Dahisar, Mumbai. Dr. Seema Negi, who comes from the lineage of the Indian Air Force, is a passionate educator. Her expertise lies in both Indian and international boards. She is associated with many educational and social organizations and contributes her time and efforts for the betterment of educational system and society. She is bestowed with many prestigious awards: Best Academic Leader, Bharat Vidya Shiromani, Jewel of India, Shiksha Bharti, Nari Shakti, and the list is endless. She was honored in Singapore, Sri Lanka, London, Nepal, Dubai, and Thailand. She has won the prestigious title of Education Icon, Education Queen 2018, Miss Role Model 2018, in an exclusive pageant only for educationists. She is an international speaker. She attends various conferences, events, and summits as speaker, moderator, and panelist at national and international platforms. She has spoken on more than 250 platforms during this pandemic. Her work is recognized by the World Book of Records UK on personal and professional category. Her signature program, that is Principal Ki Pathshala, is much appreciated and applauded by the educators' fraternity. Being a Rotarian, she understands many social driven initiatives. She stands by the maxim, I am because we are, and she is determined to bring the change by human empowerment. She lives by the principle of empathy and gratitude. So, okay, I am so excited. Aren't you all to start this program now? Now, please join me in welcoming the participants as the show is about to begin now. And without making you all to wait, let us proceed for the much awaited program. All
So
over to you,
first of
Sanjana
all,
ma'am.
I would like to call coordinator of Center Point School, International School, Mrs. Ketal Kothari, to commence this session with their goal in presentation.
Thank you, Sanjana ma'am. Good evening and hello to one and all present here. I'm Ketal Kothari from Centerpoint School International, Nagpur. When I look around the virtual meet, I am in awe with the great expertise gathered here. On this fortunate occasion, I would like to introduce learners from CPSI who are all geared up to showcase their work. Without any further delay, I would request Jaswant Kaur to enrich us with her insight on Goal 11, Sustainable Cities and Communities. Over to you, Jaswant.
Thank you, ma'am. Can everyone see my screen?
Yes, dear.
Yes.
You can.
Okay. Good afternoon to the principals and facilitators of various schools, respected panel of judges, and all of my friends. Hi, my name is Jaswant Kaur. I am very happy and thankful to all the members who have given me this opportunity to demonstrate my views and ideas to you on sustainable cities and communities. What is meant by sustainable development? A city or community which makes human settlements inclusive, meaning that all of the human necessities are there. Safe, a city or community which is secure. Resilient, that is a city which is able to recover easily. How to make cities and communities sustainable? Keeping your city or community hygienic at all times. Encouraging people to eat healthy. Developing slum areas. Planting more trees. Having affordable housing and safe environment. In a healthy body dwells a healthy mind. So it is important for us to be healthy and have a hygienic community, especially during the pandemic. Markets. We know that during the COVID-19 pandemic, we have caused a lot of destruction. So keeping a marketplace clean is of utmost importance. Markets often represent a health hazard because foodstuffs may not be stored properly and lack basic services. Ideally, markets should have several taps to provide traders and customers with ready access to save water for drinking and washing. Developing slum areas. Slums are really dirty places where many diseases and unhygienic conditions dwell. So we must follow these parameters for the sustainable development of our cities. Planning and modifying slum areas to accommodate newcomers, legitimizing slums instead of driving them out of their homes, improving job opportunities in rural as well as urban areas, affordable housing in urban areas, safe environment, maintain a clean work area, do not rely entirely upon PPE to keep workers safe, make your policies and procedure clear, start simple with safety, maintain your equipment, stay abreast of safety innovations. India on its way to become a sustainable country. India has played an important role in shaping the Sustainable Development Goals, SDGs. This has meant that the country's national development goals are mirrored in the SDGs. As such, India has been effectively committed to achieving the SDGs even before they were fully crystallized. As one of the countries that has volunteered to take part in the voluntary national reviews at the High Level Political Forum 2017, India appreciates the focus on eradicating poverty and promoting prosperity in a changing world. Nagpur, Model Smart City, a mindful task. Indian Green Building Council (IGBC), in association with Nagpur Municipal Corporation, has planned to develop the city into country's model green city. Plan is to encourage and help construct all new buildings as per the norms of green building. The idea behind having green buildings is to use less water, optimizing energy use, conserving natural resources, generating less waste as compared to conventional buildings. CPSI and sustainability. For sustainable development, training the future generation is the need of the hour. Now, how is CPSI following the norms of sustainability? CPSI has done many things to make the new generation take note of sustainability, and some of them are: we plant new trees every month. Children with leftover water in the bottles often water the plants. We never let the air conditioner on and leave the class. Learners only use the air conditioner in summer. We don't use non-renewable panels for electricity, but the school only uses solar energy. CPSI always tries to reuse things as much as possible. We use the previous year's props and make them look brand new. CPSI does this during school events. The learners of CPSI always have a donation drive on World Humanitarian Day. The learners of grade 9 in 2018 used to eat the amount of food enough for them, and the leftovers were packed in a box and given to the poor. Not only them, but lower grades are also encouraged to do the same. Learners also participate in a competition, Best Out of Waste, in which they make beautiful artwork out of the waste. Lead a sustainable life. Thank you.
All your diligent work and commitment can be seen in your presentation. Keep up the good work, Jaswant. Thank you. I would now like to invite Niranjan Nair to illustrate his work on sustainable cities.
Thank you, ma'am.
Over to you, Niranjan.
Ma'am, is my screen visible?
Yes, Niranjan, go ahead.
Thank you, ma'am. Respected judges, teachers, and friends, sustainable development is basically how to meet the needs of the present without compromising the ability of future generations to meet their needs. I, Niranjan Nair, would like to present my insight on sustainable cities and communities. Healthy food, clean drinking water, effective waste management, uninterrupted energy supply, and organizations are considered to be the main pillars of human sustainability. The world cities occupy just 3% of Earth's land, but account to 60 to 80% of energy consumption and 75% of carbon emissions. Rapid urbanization is resulting in a growing number of slum dwellers, inadequate and overburdened infrastructure and services such as waste collection, water sanitation systems, roads, and cheap public transport to improve connectivity, worsening air pollution and unplanned urban sprawl. Also, preserving old heritage, rolling out an effective disaster management plan will help to retain and develop socially and economically. Providing technological assistance to underdeveloped countries and safe common areas socially accessible to all, especially women, children, disabled people, and older people. India has per capita emissions amongst the lowest in the world, but is the third biggest generator of emissions. Due to rapid population growth, sustainability is a challenge in India. In spite of these challenges, India is a conscious aspiration. In the Union Budget of 2021 to 22, the government has funded additional 2,500 crores into renewable energy development. Nagpur is all set to transform into the most livable, eco-friendly, and educational city that electronically connects people with the government to create an inclusive ecosystem. Nagpur is recycling 90% of its sewage water and making it a profitable proposition. It is focusing on the implementation of town planning based on the principle of retrofitting, rehabilitation, and resettlement plan, smart infrastructure and utilities, and zero waste guarded city. Nagpur is the first city to start a LNG fueling station with Transport Minister Nitin Gadkari ji declaring to make Nagpur diesel free by 2030. Center Point School International is offering quality education and is a totally plastic-free zone. The school has installed rooftop solar power, which will cater to 70% of power needs. Learners are prompted to make a mini classroom garden and have a cafeteria free of junk. Compulsory sports education is provided to all students. Our school has set an example on how to cultivate the thought of sustainable development that starts from the school itself. Thank you.
Niranjan, your poster leaves us speechless. Wonderful work, my boy. Thank you. Finally, I call upon Tunav Agrawal to recite a monologue and express his feelings on sustainable development. Over to you, Tunav.
Thank you, ma'am. Good morning, principals, teachers, and friends. Our world is dying, and it's all your fault. It is all your fault. Our world will be fine just on its own. It was built and created without us. But see, the thing is, we can't live without it. If we don't start caring about our planet, it will soon not care about us. I mean, I'm no expert, trust me, it's true. But I will shout at the top of my lungs until I turn blue. But people, we can fight against this issue. We are so lucky to be living on planet Earth since birth. The only planet with life, and we are destroying it. We are the reason that our city is dying, and how does that make you feel, knowing that it may not heal? So bend, bow, and kneel to save the place that provides us with our meal. I'm sorry, future generations. I'm sorry that our footprint became a sinkhole and not a garden. I'm sorry that we paid so much attention to ices and very little to how fast the ice is melting in the Arctic. I'm sorry we doomed you, and I'm sorry we couldn't find another planet on time to move to. You know what? I'm not sorry. This future, I do not accept it, because an error does not become a mistake until you refuse to correct it. We can redirect this. How? Let me suggest that if a farmer sees a tree that is unhealthy, they don't look at the branches to diagnose it. They look at the roots. So like that farmer, we must look at the root and not to the branches run by the government and not to the politicians run by the corporations. We are the roots. We are the foundation. This generation, it is up to us to take care of our cities. They are our only home. They are our only home. How, you ask? Here's my 2 cents. Let's talk about sustainable development. Let's start paying the earth our rent. Do it sooner now than later repent. Something simple like afforestation can save us from our humiliation. The earth is a beautiful creation. Don't waste it on greed and desperation. Use non-conventional forms of energy. Stop wasting all that water taking a long shower. Use your notebook to write, not make paper planes or snowball fight. Let's make this right. Try water harvesting. Stop mindless investing. Investing in plastic, things that are shiny and new. Even silver loses luster after a day of view. Moving into your dream home away from your aunt, think grey water recycling plant. Follow the 5 R's. Reuse, reduce, recycle, refuse, and repurpose. It's not that hard. Don't be a retard. Do it now or never. Is your call forever. This is Tunav Agrawal signing off from the desk of Centrepoint School International. Thank you.
Your beautiful and fabulous rendition on sustainable development gave us all goosebumps and blew us away. You have done a marvelous job. Thank you, Tunav. Thank you, Kinjal ma'am, for giving us this opportunity. Over to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, ma'am, and really very well presented by the students of Centrepoint School International. Now, I would like to invite coordinator of Round Glass Football Academy, Ms. Dipalim Vasani to take the event forward.
Good evening, everyone. It is indeed such a delight to watch such talented and thoughtful children. The future is indeed in good hands, I must say. I am Dipalim Vasani, and I'm from Round Loss Football Academy, Mohali. And I take this opportunity to introduce our three learners who will be doing their bit of presenting. I hope they are not too nervous now. First, I would like to call upon Joy Das of grade 8 for his presentation. Joy, just give me 1 minute. I'll just share the screen for you. I hope it's visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Ma'am, can I start?
Yes, Joy, please.
Respect teachers and my dear friends. Good evening, everyone. I am Joy Das, a student of grade 8 Ranglas Football Academy. Today I am going to speak about the 11th goal of sustainable development. Sustainable cities and communities, the 11th United Nations Sustainable Development Goal. What is the goal mainly about? The world population is constantly increasing. To accommodate everyone, we need to build modern, sustainable cities. For all of us to survive and prosper, we need new, intelligent urban planning that creates safe, affordable, and resilient cities with green and culturally inspiring living conditions. Why is the goal important? More than half of the people lives in cities, so it's important that we plan cities in a way to keep our home and communities safe so that we can have better tomorrow and a stronger future together. How can we play a role in achieving this goal? Promoting urban agriculture, encouraging healthy diets, reducing and managing food waste, boosting green space for healthier environment and improved lifestyles, reconnecting cities with surrounding rural areas. To get better understanding about the 11th goal, let us watch a short video. Thank you.
Joy has actually joined us from a remote village in West Bengal. Hence, he's not really able to keep his camera on. I'm doing his presentation, so just give me 1 minute. I'll just share the video as well for him. See, Joy, I told you there is nothing to be scared of. You did very nicely. At Round Glass, we have children from actually all over India, from Kerala to Northeast, from Calcutta to Jharkhand to Punjab. Most of these children are footballers playing for clubs, and it's a very big thing for them, to be able to come on a platform like this and to be able to speak openly. So I'm very proud of you, Joy. So next, I would like to call upon Lalan CM Bailong. He is from Manipur. And since the network is of an issue over there, so I'll be sharing his video as well. So just in case you all don't suffer because of his network issues. So he has already made a video and sent it to me. So I'll be presenting it for you. I hope the screen is visible.
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon to one and all present here. I am CM Bailong from grade 7, Round Glass Football Academy, Mohali, Punjab. Today, I am going to speak about the 11th goal of sustainable development, that is sustainable cities and communities. Today, over 4 billion people around the world, more than 50% of the global population live in cities. In East Asia and the Pacific Ocean alone, for example, cities houses 1.2 billion people, almost doubling the population of India, and more people require more food and fresh food. As the global population grows and arable land declines, vertically farming provides the opportunity to grow any food anywhere, saving costs and resources while maximizing nutrients and freshness. Reusable RPC agriculture by providing a secure, traceable, and economical system to move food from the skies to consumers. With vertical farming, not only is there no longer out of season food, instead ever possible type of produce grown without chemical can be delivered to consumer at the peak of freshness. This is the reality of vertical farming, the practice of growing food indoors or at underutilized space like urban rooftop. The plants grow vertically using a combination of energy-saving LED light, minimal or no soil, recycle watering system, and thrives in such an environment. Studies have shown higher volume of food produced square meter and prove this produce can be more nutrients than usual. For all these reasons, over the last decades, vertical farming has moved from a novelty to a valuable part of sustainable agriculture and the global food supply chain. Thank you.
Thank you, CM. Very well done. The third and the last participant from our school is Arjun Bhatia of grade 7. Arjun Bhatia has prepared a very nice dialogue where the Prime Minister of India is actually telling us the different initiatives the government of India has taken towards the sustainable development of the various cities in the country.
Good afternoon to one and
Aren't you playing his video, Ms. Dipalim?
Yes, ma'am. It's just loading. I'm trying.
good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Thank you so much for taking out the time and coming for this interview. My first question to you is, you have completed almost 7 years as a Prime Minister of India. How do you look back, sir? It has been a very satisfactory and extremely good 5 years. My experience in these 5 years boosted my belief that there is no need. Why should India remain a category of developing countries? This all the countries should be respected. This country will continue to be of great help to take the country ahead in the next 5 years. Okay, thank you. Can you tell something about different initiatives taken by the government in the last 5 years towards sustainable urban development? Actually, 30% of India's population lives in urban areas, and it is estimated that India will have 7 megacities with population over 10 million. The fast-paced urbanization in this country closely linked to the overall economic problem. Our government has introduced many yojanas in the past 5 years to bring about rapid as well as sustainable development of the urban area. Thank you, sir. Can you please elaborate on a few of them? Of course. First one I would like to mention is the Smart City Mission. It was launched on June 25, 2015. Smart City Mission is a scheme under Ministry of Housing and the Urban Affairs. This program by Indian government aims at building 100 smart cities across India, focusing on planned urbanization and sustainable development, and as a support system for the neighboring cities. The mission involves as many as 3,183 projects, which was 1,25,245 crores. Other initiatives include Pradhan Awards, Yojana providing 20 million homes to the people of lower and middle income groups. Do you know 62 million tons of waste is generated in these cities every year? To tackle this problem, the government has introduced Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, the sanitization initiative of the urban area. And these are not only funds. The government has also introduced many initiatives for the sustainable development of cities. Thank you very much, sir.
That was all from Roundglass Football Academy. Over to you, Ms. Kinjal.
Thank you so much, Dipalim ma'am, and what a wonderful presentation by Roundglass Football Academy students. Mind-blowing. Taking this program further, I would now request to call upon my co-teacher, Monica Vora, to take this event forward.
Thank you, Kinjal Miss. Good evening, everyone. I, Monica Vora, take this opportunity to introduce our students who are ready with their presentation for the 11th goal for today. They are Swara Salgaonkar, Kavya Shah, and Ashutosh Nayak. I would like to call Swara, student of Sanjeevani World School, for the presentation.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, can you see my screen?
Swara, I'm sharing the screen. Yes, Swara.
Good evening. My name is Swara Sayakar. I am from Sanjeevani World School, and today with me, my teammates Kavya Shah and Ashutosh Nayak are going to present a presentation on sustainable cities and communities, Sustainable Development Goal 11. Sustainable Development Goal 11. By choosing to act sustainably, we choose to build cities where all citizens live a decent quality of life and form a part of the city's productive dynamic, creating shared prosperity and social stability without harming the environment. This is the importance of Sustainable Development Goal 11. Our motto. Our motto is to make a better future in which cities provide opportunities for all with access to basic services, energy, housing, transportation, and more to make cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Challenge by 2030. More than half of humanity, 4.2 billion people, live in cities today. But by 2030, it is estimated that 6 out of 10 people will be city dwellers. By 2030, the world is projected to have 43 megacities with more than 10 million inhabitants each, most of them in developing regions. However, some of the fastest growing urban groups are cities with fewer than 1 million inhabitants, many of them located in Asia and Africa, while 1 in 8 people live in 33 megacities worldwide. Close to half of the world's urban dwellers reside in much smaller settlements with fewer than 500,000 inhabitants. The world's cities occupy just 3% of the planet's land, but account for 60 to 80% of all energy consumption and 75% of the planet's carbon emissions. Rapid urbanization is exerting pressure on freshwater supplies, sewage, the living environment, and public health. Our rapidly growing urban world is experiencing congestion, a lack of basic services, a shortage of adequate housing, and declining infrastructure. More than 30% of the world's urban population lives in slums, and in sub-Saharan Africa, over half of all city dwellers are slum dwellers. This is the poster to understand the previous slide better. Over to you, Kavya.
Yes, thank you. India and Goal 11. India is urbanizing rapidly. Between 2001 and 2011, the country's urban population has increased by 91 million. India is projected to add 416 million urban dwellers between 2018 and 2050. By 2030, India is expected to be home to 7 megacities with populations above 10 million. %68 of country's total population live in rural areas, while 17% of country's urban population live in slums. The government of India's Smart Cities Mission, the Jawaharlal Nehru National Urban Renewal Mission, and the Atul Mission for Rejuvenation and the Urban Transformation Amrit are working to address the challenge of improving urban spaces. The Prime Minister's Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana aims to achieve housing for all by 2022. Over to you.
Our targets by 2030 ensure access for all to adequate, safe, and affordable housing and basic services and upgrade slums. By 2030, provide access to safe, affordable, accessible, and sustainable transport systems for all. Improving road safety, notably by expanding public transport, with special attention given to the needs of those in vulnerable situations, women, children, persons with disabilities, and older persons. By 2030, enhance inclusive and sustainable urbanization and capacity for participatory, integrated, and sustainable human settlement planning and management in all countries. Strengthen efforts to protect and safeguard the world's cultural and natural heritage. By 2030, significantly reduce the number of deaths and the number of people affected and substantially decrease the direct economic losses related to global gross domestic product caused by disasters, including water-related disasters, with a focus on protecting the poor and the people in vulnerable situations. By 2030, reduce the adverse per capita environmental impact of cities, including by paying special attention to air quality and municipal and other waste management. By 2030, provide universal access to safe, inclusive, and accessible green and public spaces, in particular for women and children, older persons, and persons with disabilities. Support positive economic, social, and environmental links between urban, peri-urban, and rural areas by strengthening national and regional development planning. By 2030, substantially increase the number of cities and human settlements, adopting and implementing integrated policies and plans towards inclusion, resource efficiency, mitigation and adaptation to climate change, resilience to disasters, and develop and implement in line with the Sendai Framework for Disaster Risk Reduction 2015 to 2030, holistic disaster risk at all levels. Over to Swara.
Thank you, Ashutosh. Small solutions for big issues. These challenges to urban spaces can be overcome by improving resource use and focusing on reducing pollution. The future we want includes cities that offer opportunities for all and which provide access to basic services, energy, housing, transportation, and more. Small solutions for big issues. Cities can either dissipate energy or optimize efficiency by reducing energy consumption and adopting green energy systems. For instance, Rizhao, China has become a solar-powered city. In its central districts, 99% of households already use solar water heaters. Sustainable city model made by me. This is the model made. The recycling unit. Recycling paper and wood saves trees and forests. Yes, you can plant new trees, but you can't replace virgin rainforest or ancient woodlands once they are lost. Recycling plastic means creating less new plastic, which is definitely a good thing, especially as it's usually made from fossil fuels hydrocarbons. Recycling metals means there is less need for risky, expensive, and damaging mining and extracting of new metal ores. Recycling glass reduces the next need to new raw materials like sand. It sounds hard to believe, but supplies of some types of sand are starting to get low around the world. Next is the solar panel unit. Though the deficiency of power in India is decreasing rapidly, still there are many people both in the rural and urban areas who have improper and unreliable access to electricity. These people are forced to rely on alternatives like diesel generators. These alternatives pose harmful effects on the health and they are volatile in terms of their operating costs. In such a scenario, solar energy serves as an affordable source of electricity. Since rooftop solar panels harness the power of the sun to generate electricity, they are eco-friendly. Furthermore, their cost of operation is also stable. Next. Next is the residential building. People live in residential buildings. They are made luxurious to make people feel comfortable and worthy. Next. Next is plantation. Plants should be grown maximum to overcome global warming. The more trees there are, the cleaner the air will be. This is due to the oxygen levels provided by trees that are then provided to other living beings, helping us breathe better and cleaner air. It is also down to the fact that trees have the ability to absorb pollutant gases and odors such as ammonia, nitrogen oxides, ozone, and sulfur dioxide. They can also filter particulates from the air using their bark and leaves. Next. Next is the hospitals. Hospitals play a vital role in the healthcare system. Hospitals are important to treat minor and serious diseases, illnesses, and disorders of the body of varying types and severity. Hospitals also help promote health, give information on prevention of illnesses, and as well offer curative services. School. School is important because it is a tool to help preserve us for life. Not only can we learn the basic skills to read, write, and do arithmetic, but we can learn about people, places, and nature. School also provides exposure to activities, ideas, and fields of knowledge that you might never encounter otherwise. One primary function of a school is to socialize children. This means that in the society of their peers, children learn acceptable behavior, reciprocal relationships, the norms of society, and appropriate conflict resolution. Public transport. Public transportation also helps to reduce road congestion and travel times, air pollution and energy and oil consumption, all of which benefit both riders and non-riders alike. This is a poster of Goal 11 Sustainable Cities and Communities. We must ensure that cities and communities are inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. Everyone must have access to quality safe housing and basic services with monitoring of waste management and air quality. We must engage everyone in planning for improvement of the cities. We will promote appreciation of protection of the environment and culture. We must provide safe, organized transportation that is not harmful to the environment. We must make cities resilient to disaster and adaptable to climate change. Thank you.
Wow, that was informative. You all have done a fabulous job. Kudos to you all, children. Over to you, Kinjal Miss. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica, ma'am. And what an amazingly outstanding performance by all the students over here. And especially, I really liked the city model made by Swara herself. That was fabulous. Amazing. Now, moving ahead with second session, that is second round of our today's event, that is question answer session. So now I would open this session for the students to ask their questions. I would like to request Jaswant Kaur from CPSI to ask her questions to the students of Global Football Academy. So Jaswant, all over to you.
What is a sustainable city?
What is a sustainable city? So students from Football Academy, who would like to answer her question?
Hi, ma'am.
Yes.
A sustainable city is one that allows its inhabitants to live in good condition and in harmony with their surroundings nature.
Thank you.
Okay. Now, moving forward, I would like to invite Niranjan to ask the question.
Yes, ma'am. My question is that how can we know if a city or community is sustainable?
How can we know whether the city is sustainable, right? So this is the question, and who is answering this question?
Me.
Okay, Joy.
A city or community can be called sustainable when the needs of everyone in the community are met and people feel safe, healthy, and ultimately happy.
Correct. Next, I would like to call Tunav Agrawal. Are you ready, Tunav, for your question, with your question?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
How
so
can a city or community become sustainable?
How can a city become sustainable? So, who's ready to answer this question?
Values and protects the diversity of nature, limits pollution, works on creating good health services, creating employment for the people, empower all the sections of the community. Thank you.
What happened?
So, all over to you, Sanjana ma'am.
Thank you, Kinchal ma'am. Now, I would like to request Arjun Bhatia from Round Class Football Academy to ask his question to Sanjeevani World School. Arjun?
Yes, ma'am. Sure, ma'am. Why is SDG goal number 11 important?
SDG Goal 11 is important to people who need a resilient, safe, and inclusive city. It is very important as if people have the facilities, they can live happily and safe in their own city. Thank you.
Okay. Next, I would like to call Joy Das to ask his question.
Yes, ma'am, of course. Why it is important to have sustainable cities and communities?
A sustainable city examines the city ecosystem. It makes sure aspects of the city system are working in tandem for its people and the environment. The push to make more cities sustainable is a noble one which will enrich the lives of all people who inhabit them.
Okay. Next, I would like to call Lalem Belong to ask his question.
CM, you there?
I think he have some network
Joy,
issue.
Joy, can you ask his question on his
Yes,
behalf?
ma'am. Ma'am, can I ask?
Yeah, sure.
Yes, sure.
How can we achieve sustainable cities and communities?
Yes, there are a few some there are more than four ways of achieving sustainable cities and communities. Some of them are encouraging healthy diets, reducing and managing food waste, reconnecting cities with surrounding rural areas, boosting green spaces for healthier environments, and improving.
Thank you very much, children. Over to you, Kinchal ma'am.
Yes. So moving forward, Now I would like to request Swara from Sanjeevani World School to ask her question to CPSI School. Yes, Swara.
My question is, do you feel smart city planning can help to achieve sustainable goals for cities? If yes, why? And if no, why not?
I would like to answer that question.
Yes, Jaswant.
Yes, smart city development, if being done in the right way, can help to achieve sustainable goals. Because if a smart city uses solar energy, recycles and reuses waste, is clean and has all human necessities, it is smart as well as sustainable.
Thank you.
Okay. Yes, thank you, Jaswant. Next, I would like to call Kavya Shah to ask her question now.
Yes, ma'am. My question is, how do we develop a system that will prepare people to understand sustainability and practice it in their life?
It takes village to build sustainability, so a system should focus on many areas, such as equipping people with the right knowledge, because they need to know why there is a need for a certain action and how they can do it. Help people to process information by stories rather than by abstract statements. Take the help of leaders and organize group activities, because if the leaders are doing it, people would likely follow them. Frame actions and practices in an easy and enjoyable manner. For example, if a recycling bin is close by, people are more likely to use it. Encourage public participation in governmental and other organizational programs and drives, because it forms positive attitudes and new ideas. Take one step at a time and introduce new initiatives gradually, so that people get time to familiarize with. Motivating people is easier when you build on people's natural ways of processing information. So stop rewards, as it is extrinsic motivation. I would like to conclude my answer with Helen Keller's quote: "Alone we can do too little, together we can do so much." Thank you.
So thank you so much, Niranjan. That was quite apt answer. Next, now I would like to call Ashutosh Nayak to ask his question. Ashutosh, yes.
What is ISIS that you mentioned in your speech, and how do you connect it to sustainable development of cities and communities?
The ISIS, also known as the Islamic State of The ISIS, also known as the Islamic State of Iraq and Syria, is a Sunni terrorist group with a particularly violent ideology that calls itself a caliphate and claims religious authority over all Muslims. They are violent, aggressive, and cause a lot of destruction to the environment. To sustainably develop cities and communities, we need to not pay attention to end militant groups and focus on making the world a better place by showing empathy towards the environment.
Great. So very well, and I mean, like I could say, the intelligent question asked and the answers which students gave was really amazing. So really, it was splendid performance by all the students of all the three schools. Now I would like to call upon Miss Sanjana from HETS to summarize this entire event on this goal number 11.
Thank you, Kinjal ma'am. So as we have came to know that Sustainable Development Goal 11, that is sustainable cities and communities, it focuses on making cities and human settlements inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. After the wonderful presentation of all the students that has covered all the relevant points, and they have uh, wonderfully presented, so we have led to the conclusion that how can we reach our goal 11. It is by promoting urban agriculture, by encouraging healthy diets, by reducing and managing the food waste, by boosting the green spaces for healthier environment and improved lifestyle, by reconnecting cities with surrounding rural areas, by keeping the safe environment safe, by developing slum areas, by trying water harvesting, by energy conservation. So all these are the points, that is a summary that how we can reach our goal 11 soon. Now I request Kinjal ma'am to please take the event forward.
Yes, thank you so much. Very well. The summarization was done for this goal number 11. Now, before we go to the end part of the event, we still have our chief guest with us, Manjulavani ma'am. I would like you to share your thoughts on this event, ma'am. Ma'am, you can unmute yourself. Yes, thank you.
Thank you, Kinjal. As I said in the beginning, never doubt that a small group of thoughtful, committed citizens can change the world. Indeed, it is the only thing that ever has. I could witness thoughtful and committed future citizens here. Their knowledge is profound, and I appreciate their efforts in demonstrating the same with a very good presentation and models. I also appreciate all the teachers and trainers for creating such enriching environment for children. It is said that good plan makes the work half done. Planning is very important aspect, and good plan can only be useful when it take prescribed action at any given point of time on priority basis. I truly appreciate this initiative by Sanjeevani World School in collaboration with the HETS in striving towards realizing the goal number 11 to make the cities inclusive, safe, resilient, and sustainable. I really appreciate all of you children for preparing a very good presentation, and actually by understanding everything, and I could see that the future is in very best hands. I appreciate you all. Thank you, Kinjal.
Thank you so much, ma'am. So, as we all have successfully completed today's session for Goal 11, I request you all to join SDG Goal 12 session, that is tomorrow, Responsible Consumption and Production at 4 o'clock. All over to you, Sanjana ma'am.
Thank you, Kinjal ma'am. I, Sanjana, on behalf of HETS fraternity, cordially invite you for culmination of the SDG event on 25th September 2021 at 11 a.m. to 12:30 p.m. We have reached towards the end of this amazingly interactive exchange of ideas related to SDG Goal 11. Now, I would like to call Ms. Saira, the student representative of HETS, to propose the vote of thanks.
Good evening, everyone present here. I am Sarah Das. On behalf of, I'm here to propose the vote of thanks. Let me first of all start by acknowledging and thank for giving us an opportunity or such as this to bring to a wonderful festival. I would like to thank our special guests for today to grace this occasion with their review present. Thank you, Mark, for your gracious presence. I would like to express my deep gratitude to all the principals, coordinators, and students for participating and enlightening us with their knowledge. Dr. Aruna Vaskar and her associate members, without those whose support and guidance, this event would have not been possible. I would like to express my deep sense of appreciation to the dedication of all amazing. A big thanks to you for your unstinted support. I also special gratitude to the administration staff who have worked hard to ensure that it becomes a memorable success. Thank you very
Thank you, Saira. Thank you so much